Hello, howdy, and hi. It's Jeff with JW Designs, and today I'm coming to you with a project where I'm going to take the opening for the stairway going up into the loft from the shop, and I'm going to close that in with a couple walls. I'll be framing in for a couple windows, a door. Check this project out. Hopefully you guys can learn something that can help you in your shop or your next project. The first thing I want to do in this project is make sure that my measurements are accurate. So I'm checking the measurements from floor to ceiling. That's about 104.5 inches. And then I'm going to check the length of that wall that's going to go here on my right. You'll be seeing that here in just a moment. And then of course the wall that's going to have the door in that as well. So you'll see me framing this out here in just a moment. I'll be laying out these 2x4s, making sure that everything's nice and square. And hopefully you guys can learn some tips and tricks that will help you as well. I grabbed the framing square from the drawer and made sure that I got everything laid out as good as I possibly could. To do this, I made sure that I measured from the wall, as you can see there, making a mark on the concrete. And I wanted to make sure that everything lined up as good as I possibly could from the step. So I'm considering how that's going to happen. Now it's time to get the 2x4s ripped to width. I didn't go the full width on these 2x4s because I had limited space for the top plate. So I'm making sure that everything fits as it should. Once everything is ripped to width, then it's time to take it over to the miter saw and get it cut to length. If in the process of watching this video you see some tools that you know you could benefit from in your shop, I'll have them linked in the show notes below. For the wall to fit where I needed it to, I needed to move this light, so I'm moving some braces here with my nail gun so the light has something to attach to. Right now in the middle of this video, sitting where you're sitting, in the place where you're at, you've gotten to today's bad dad joke. Two guys walked into a bar. The third guy ducked. Now it's time to get the upright boards ripped to width, so that's what you see me doing here. A big thanks to those of you who are watching. Thanks for checking out this channel, and especially thanks to you for liking the video, sharing this content, and if you've subscribed, I really appreciate it. If you haven't, please consider doing so. Now with everything cut to width, you see me laying these down on the floor so that I can frame everything together. The best way that I've seen to lay these out is to put the boards next to each other. That will be the top plate and the bottom plate. And then to make sure everything's 16 inches on center, you take your square, draw that line across just as you've seen me do there, laying everything out as far as where the studs are going to be, where the windows are going to be plotted, all of that. Now I'm taking a moment to make sure that every board has crown up. When you're choosing lumber at the lumber store, you want to make sure that you get boards as straight as you possibly can, but here's the thing to remember. No board is ever really truly straight that I have found, so you want to make sure that the crown on the board is in the same direction when you lay out the wall. Having seen the layout process for framing the wall together, now I'm going to be putting it in place. I framed the studs for window openings and for door opening. Now you see me putting the wall in place. I'll be anchoring that to the red wall with some either Torx screws or drywall screws. The top plate will be anchored into the floor joists above me, and then I'll be anchoring the bottom into the concrete with some Tapcon screws. Now I grab the level, place it on the stud, and make sure that this wall is going to be plumb in both directions. Where I need to adjust it, I'll take the hammer and put it into place. Now the wall that I framed for the door opening, I'll be putting into place. Don't forget to check out part 3 where I make the door that will fit this opening. Shout out to Jeremy, my son-in-law, for his cameo in the video. Because this is a little bigger project, I divided this one into 3 parts. This is part 1 that you guys have seen today. Part 2 is all about getting the white oak on the wall and the glass in place. Part 3 is all about getting the door put in the opening. I'll be making this door from scratch, so that will be an exciting project. Thanks for checking out this content. If it's helped you at all, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell if you would please. In the meantime, thanks again for watching, and check out these bloopers. You'll be using those Tapcon screws. Dad joke. Today's bad dad joke is, why can't I say that?